Hey everybody, this is a demonstration on how to get your watercolor paper stretched. Okay, sorry for the mess. I didn't have a chance to clean up. I never really have a chance to clean up, so but just it is what it is. So first off, ideally, this tub will be right here, and what you need to do is you need to take that off and just fill it up with water, maybe about like 2 inches full of water in the sink, and then take that container back where you need it. If it's not there, because we're not in the middle of that project, there's that black table that we put like when we start making our frames on. I'm going to try to keep it under there where we're not using it, in case it's kind of a weird time or whatever. In terms of the paper, I'm also going to try to keep it in the 3D lab, but it's a full sheet of watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is kind of thicker, it has a texture on it, so you're going to need that. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill that up. I already have kind of another one set up, so I'm just going to turn the camera here. So over in this area, you will see that I have my paper in here, and it is kind of soaking on there. And it's been soaking for a couple minutes. Now the paper is a little too big to be able to fit in there nicely. So what I have been doing is I'll let this sit for a little bit, and then I'll turn it like this. I'll let this sit for a little bit. And I'm kind of going back and forth with this, so it'll completely soak up as much of the water as possible. I'm going to bring the camera over here. Okay, so next part, I'm going to go over where all of our newspapers at. So this is where these drawers are. It says newspaper. I'm going to grab one of these out. And the next step, don't rip the paper. I'm going to grab a little bit of this. So I'm going to grab about 2 sheets, make about two thick underneath here. And I'm going to take my watercolor paper out. At this point, it should have soaked, about 2-3 minutes at least. I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to grab some other paper, and I want to get some of that off. Now, as of right now, everything has been moist, and all the fibers that are in here, the paper fibers have been expanded, so it has enlarged, okay? And as it expels that water, it's going to start shrinking. And that's when you get your frame, and it should be already made before you do this, and be able to stretch that over top of that. We're going to go over to the black table, and I'll show you how to put your frame together. Okay, so over here, this table is always kind of questionable on how clean it is. So I would always have some newspaper down to ensure that everything is fine. I already have my wood cut. It was, I believe, 16 by 11, and I cut them exactly 16 by 11. What you're going to do, I'm going to take my wet paper here and just double check to make sure I know how to put this together. So I have my 2 long sides on here, and then my 2 shorter sides. So I do have a gap all the way around, because I need to be able to fold this up and then staple it on. So I think this will work fine. I would keep your short pieces, on the top, so it's kind of butted up like this. Not the other way around, because you might not be able to get it on all the way. And I'm going to staple that real quick with our brad nail gun. The size you'd want to use is 1 3/4. It says thick frame, because you want to go in that way. And I'm going to stop the video for a second and pick up after I get this constructed. Thank you. Okay, I did want to show you real quick to make sure that you are doing this safe. I'm going to be shooting a brad nail, in this side, so I'm holding it like this, keeping my hand away from that corner. Make sure I'm not holding it tight, and you will be perfectly fine. I shoot 2 brads into there. Flip this over, just so you can kind of see. Have those upright. Same thing, hand as far away from there as you can keep it, and you'll be fine. Last one, hands away from it, holding it tight. So I'm all done with that part. Next part is to stretch the watercolor paper over top of this. And the way you do that is you have a stapler, and there are staples that are over there. It's the only staples I have, so you don't have to worry about that. With this brand here, to load it up, looks like you have to put the staples directly right inside of here, not along the inside. Not too many do this way anymore. A lot of them are always kind of loading it right inside of it like I just showed you. And just like you stretch, paintings with the canvas, I'm going to start with the middle first. And put your staples on the top of here, not on the side. If you put them on the side, you're going to have to make a new frame for it when you're all done. If you can get everything stretched over top of it, you don't have to make a new wooden frame. I'm going to bring this up. My middle's over here. I'm going to bring the camera up a little bit closer so you can see. There you go. This one's a little sticky. It still works good. Okay, corners. I'm still going to put some more staples on here, so I guess I'll do that quickly. You don't have to stretch this like you did with the fabric, because the stretching happens when it dries. You're just trying to get it kind of tight. Okay, next part is that you got to think ahead a little bit. Is my painting going to be like this when I'm all done, so landscape orientation? Or is it going to be like this when it's all done, portrait orientation? If I want the portrait, then I want to fold this like this. So when you hang it, it has a nice clean side and you don't see this bend. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. If I want it like this, I would want to fold this along the long side so when it hangs, you don't see this side. Okay? As of right now, I have no idea. So I'm going to fold it. And I will force myself that whatever I paint on this one will have to be the portrait orientation. Everything's working out good. I always like it when I do a demonstration I don't have a problem. It's always a plus. Except for the stapler. Good. So right now it's not super tight. Okay, but let this sit and dry for a day, and then it'll be perfect. So that is how you stretch watercolor paper. Okay. Still need to put my wire on the back here and hang it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. And there you go. Just get everything cleaned up. This is just wet, so it's recyclable. Put all your stuff away, and that is it. Thank you very much.